Today I want to show you one of the most beautiful sounds with guitar and music, and it's a device that's really easy to learn. You can actually do it very quickly today, right now. I'm going to show you exactly what's happening there. As always, first of all, we want to understand the device, how it sounds, how it feels, and we'll apply it to guitar. So if you're holding guitar, great. If you don't, it's totally fine. You can still get all the benefits from this video because you can listen and make sure you tag the information. So first of all, the device that we're talking about is called Inversions, and this is the sound. Okay, so if I have a C major chord, I can basically play the C major chord with different bass, which gives me different feel and different vibe. Now, these are all C major. And you can ask, well, how is that possible? Well, I'm just playing different bass. And even if you know that, I want you to hear it and feel it. So the point of this is really internalizing the information to a point that you hear it when you're transcribing, when you're playing a song, when you're hearing somebody else playing. So just knowing is not enough. We always need to bring it to another step forward where we actually hear it and feel it. So the first step for me is, again, understanding. So let's understand what we're talking about. Again, if you want to get the most out of this lesson, there is a transcription with PDF annotation on Patreon. Check it out. So let's understand what we're talking about. Again, C major, start simple and we'll kind of escalate things. We start with there, C major chord, and this is 1, 3, 5, so C, E, and G, 3 notes. And basically when I'm playing inversion, I'm playing this chord and I'm playing the bass, for example, E, or the bass can be G. And I have, of course, specific shapes that I'm using. It sounds really good on guitar, and I'll show you all these cool shapes in a second. The first thing, again, we want to understand and hear how it sounds. So I'm going to sing just C. Do. So I'm recognizing the sound and I'm understanding this sound. This is C major. Do. This is still C major, but I'm processing that this is C major first inversion. Do. And I'm singing the bass C. I'm singing the root, sorry. Do. Okay, and this is G in the bass. Do. So again, I'm just kind of like establishing the sound of C major and how it feels and how it sounds, and I'm acknowledging that I'm playing something that is slightly different than just, you know, good old C major root position. Question: who is the funkiest guitar player ever? I want to dive a little bit more into funk guitar, so please drop some comments, please drop some links so I can check out. I don't care if they're alive or not alive, I'm just going to check some stuff and transcribe some funk guitar. Thank you. All right, so far so good. Now what I want us to do is, if you can hum now the bass motion. So do, ooh, ooh. So do, mi, sol. Right, so I'm articulating the bass motion, root position, first inversion and second inversion. And even if you know that, and even if you've done it before, please, you know, do it with me, because this will just help us lock things in and hear the inversion, and that's a big deal. If you can hear first inversion, you can recognize it quickly. It's a very big deal in music. All right, so we understand that sound and the idea. Cool. What about the shapes? Well, so C major you can play this way. This is totally great. I do like playing it this way. I know it's a little bit of a stretch, and I know some folks are like, oh, I don't want to do that. It's totally fine. So I'll give you 2 options. This is option 1, if you will, and I really like this shape. The reason I like it is because I can get this inner voice moving a little bit. So, you know, they're both great. Of course, you can I guess do it here as well. In any case, this is root position C major. The first inversion, there are a few options, but I'm going to just use this one for today. So 2 options is you can play only 3 strings, so the E on 12th fret, D string on the 10th, and G on the 12th, and then you can also double the C on top, which is beautiful. And of course, because we know what we're doing, we know it's C major, we know the notes on guitar, we know this is an open E, I can totally play kind of like a big strumming chord where I get the open E as well. It's really, really cool. Then the next inversion is C major, second inversion, so G in the bass, playing 3 notes just like so, and of course because we know it's C major, so I can also have the E on top, just an open string if you want to get it. But again, the shape is this. What's cool about guitar, as we all know, is we can move the shape. So the same thing here. If we know this shape, this is C major, this is D major, this is E major, etc. Cool. So this is root position, first inversion and second inversion. Now, what happens if we take a little progression? Nothing crazy, okay? Nothing too fancy. I'll do 1, 4, 6. So C major, 4, F major, and then A minor. And you know, with guitar and with music, the basic thing sounds cool, but it's really nice when you can kind of expand on it and you can start hearing more melodies, because the top note when I'm playing a chord is actually a melody. So this is our melody in this case. And then by playing inversions, I'm actually having a melody created. Mi, sol, do, right? Sorry, my voice is a little rusty. And then by playing that, I can also imagine more things. All right, so we have C major. I'll use the same shape here for F major, and then A minor. This is my shape for A minor. Again, 2 options, this one and this one. The most important thing here that we want to pay attention to the motion, because this is actually how it sounds, how it feels, and this is how we learn music. So, do, fa, do, fa, la, do, fa, la. And I want to attach another piece of information here, which is called harmony, which is 1, 4, and 6. Again, this is with no inversion. This is still kind of basic, but in a second, we'll start making it cool. So we have a little harmonic progression, 1, 4, and 6. And you probably heard this before, but it's important to tag it. So again, if you're listening right now, please open your ears and open your hearts for the sounds so you can actually hear them. It's very important, because if we hear 1, 4, and 6, we probably hear 85% of any chord is being played in the world, because these chords are being played again, 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 again. So if we pay attention close enough and we're able to tag it, then we're able to process a lot of music, which is exactly why we're here. I want to shorten your path and give you tools to learn music faster, better, and create more. All right, so do, fa, la. Cool. Simple. Now, for me, it's very important, and I think for you as well, to move this idea, these sounds from this technical thing that you're like watching on YouTube or whatever you're watching this, and into real life, into music. So that means creating something, and a lot of times for me that means trying to play something in time and trying to embellish it just a little bit. So I'll just play the same thing in time. And I want you, when you're listening to this, still think about the sound and still think about the harmonic progression. So what is going through my mind is this do, fa, 4 to the 6. So if I hear that 6 minor and I feel that and I'm tagging it, then I'm actually getting better. I'm actually learning music as we speak. So doom, boom, bam, 1, 4, 6. Again, very simple, and I'm kind of explaining the chords so we have a little bit more time. All right, nothing crazy, but it's starting to sound almost like something. I'm going to add one more thing before we hit all the cool inversions. So I'm going to add just the open string. With guitar, it's something I love doing, and I think it's really helpful and useful. You know the notes of the open strings. Hopefully you do. And this is the note E on top. And I know that I'm in C major. I know that E is even a part of this chord. It's really cool. And then I know that with F, it's also, you know, it's a part of C major. So this is the major 7, so I can kind of wing it. And then A minor, this is, you know, the 5th of A. So this is still beautiful and a part of the chord. So it will sound like this. Okay, starting to get somewhere, not that exciting just yet, but starting to be something. Okay, so now I'm going to take this idea, but I'm going to use first inversion. So I'm just going to kind of like copy paste this idea, this notion of a device that I'm working on. And I know a lot of people are asking me oftentimes like, hey, you know, I'm practicing inversions or I'm practicing scales and I'm practicing, you know, some lines, but I don't see it in my playing. Well, it takes time, right? This is exactly the process. If it would be so easy, everybody would be the best musician in the world. The idea that we want to pay attention to is learning a device, understanding it, starting to hear it, being able to execute it as an exercise, and then slowly but surely bring it into our world, into some music, creating with it. And in the beginning, it always sounds a little forced, but then all of a sudden you're like, I get it. And then you can create with it and it sounds beautiful. All right, so we have C major, then we have C major first inversion, and then we'll have F major first inversion. So I went here, I went to this low register, and I can also just play these two notes. That's totally valid. So we'll have this. So what I'm doing here is C major first inversion, C root position, C major first inversion, F root position, F first inversion, and then A minor, root, and A minor first. Let's hear it in time. And I ended after the A minor and another C major just to end it here. So one of the reasons it's starting to be interesting is because we have a little bit of melody. Mi, sol, la, do, do, mi, mi. And it's starting to be interesting because of that. It makes it just musical. Okay, and this time I just ended on A minor. So we had C, F major, A minor, 2 bars. So that's it. And very simple, right? But again, this is how things are being created, but it's very, very beautiful. Cool. So what happens if we start taking that idea of these chords, but maybe I'm adding a little bit of shell chords as well. So I'm mixing inversions and 7 chords. So we have C major 7 to C major 7 first inversion, into F major 7 to F major 7 first, A minor 7 to A minor 7 first inversion. Let's hear that. Cool. This is starting to be a little bit musical, right? Even more. So one more time in time. Cool. So what we saw here is a very simple kind of progression of simple chords, simple harmonies, still not complicated, but this is for me, could be a guitar part in a song where I'm just using C major 7 shell chord to first inversion, and sometimes I'm doubling the C on top to get extra melody. The same thing on the F. One time I did this, which is F first inversion, and went to A minor 7. What's really cool about this progression is that we can add all these ideas around A minor pentatonic, C blues. Right, just that double stops or any these lines would work really well. And honestly, you can start hearing songs, you can start creating. One of the things that would be a great exercise to do is taking C major scale and saying, okay, C first inversion, C second inversion, D minor first inversion, D minor second inversion. E minor first, E minor second, or we can do it here, F minor first, or with this, F major second inversion, G major first, G major second inversion, A minor first, A minor second, and B, I'll just do B diminished here. We can do these because I'm doing 7, and then C major back. So if you can start seeing that even only from the 6th string, you are in such a great place to start creating more. And honestly, I do believe that if you just take this device today, you can really nail it. So please do. Drop a comment, let me know how it goes, and I'll see you very soon. Peace out. Hey everyone. So yeah, Eden is doing pretty well so far. Again, ups and downs, but he's very playful. He's smiling a lot these days, and extremely cute. He's sleeping way better at nights. The nights are yeah. Again, there are definitely a lot of stops for the night, pauses, but they're better. So I mean, that's really a big deal. So we can sleep longer stretches of hours, and he also does now like a day nap, which, you know, it's great. So he can just rest more, it seems. He's also more exhausted, I would say. But yeah, things are so far really progressing in a positive trajectory. And yeah, we're just in the beginning of this. So again, thank you for all the support and love. It means a lot. And thank you. I'll see you soon.